Alright, guys, now listen up. We have talked about the motion, the looks, the events, the control, the sensing. Now we are moving on to operators and variables. Operators and variables. So, what do I want you to understand in this? Like I've told you, if you pay attention and you watch closely, you get everything right. They're all simple. So, all these programs, there's something you can know once you get yourself familiarized with it and you are able to pay full attention. Let me have your undivided attention here. So focus. Now we are on to operators. And what can we see under operators? Can you see this empty space? Can you see the positive sign? Can you see the negative sign, the multiplication sign, and the division sign? You have this pick random 1 to 10. This empty space greater than 50, less than 50, equals to 50, the and, the or, the not operators. The operators, and you can basically see them the way you have seen them in mathematics. For those of you that you might have come across that in any of your subjects. So, how are we going to start? Like I said, see, one thing about operators and variables is they work hand in hand. You can use them separately, but nevertheless, let's use them hand in hand. That is, let's use them together. And what are we going to do? Look at the codes that we have been using so far. The control, the events, the motion. It's still part of what we are going to use, but let's leave motion out of it for now. We are still going to make use of motion or looks, either of the two, but the event and the control, they are very, very important to the code to what we are about to learn in this module or in this particular lecture. So what's the first thing? The event. And after the event, you bring when flag is clicked, because I want us to initiate our program with when flag is clicked. So I'll go to control. What do we need under control? Good. You've seen me use wait, repeat, forever, either in the exercise or in one of the module. And if then, I might have used if then in one of the module too, but nevertheless, let me bring if then else. Let me add it first to it, and then let me go to what? Our operators. Our operators. Just like I've explained under sensing, that all these functions, all these items that we have here, touching mass pointer, touching color, this and this, they can't stand on their own, just like the way motion can just stand, you can just attach it to attach, and also the looks also you can just bring it and attach it there. But as far as the operators is concerned, just like I've said under sensing, you have to bring something before you add them together. And what are we going to bring? So now think of this. Now let me bring the variable. Think of when you have an exam in school and your mom said you've studied all throughout the whole time. Your mom gave you a pass mark before you go to school, before you go and write the exam, that okay, James, in this mathematics exam, the set score I'm going to give you, which is your pass mark, is what? Is 70 over 100. If you score anything less than 70 over 100, you'll be grounded throughout the whole summer. That is, you won't be going for shopping, you won't get any gift or surprises from me. All you'll be doing is just to read and study. And what are we going to do to make that happen in this code? I'm going to introduce that. What's the first thing? We have my variable here under what? Variables. We can rename it. Just drag your mouse over my variable and right click. Name the variable to what? To my score. My score, and press OK. After that, you see everything change to my score. So what's the first thing? You set my score, you bring it here, set my score to, what should you say your score to? That is what you eventually you've written the exam, and what you finally score was what? 65 over 100. And now, going back to the operators, which of these do you think will fit into this particular space? It's either of these. That is, if your score is less than or equals to or greater than, so let me bring less than and bring it. Can you see how it fits perfectly? If I try to remove it and bring this, can you see? It doesn't fit. So let me return it. So if dash is less than 50, then, and what is this empty space? It is my score that you are going to bring into it. Can you see? It fits perfectly. That is, when flag is clicked, set my score to 65, that is the score you have scored. If my score is less than 50, well, the pass mark is not 50, it's 70. So which means if your score is less than 70, then what should happen to you? What do you want my mom to do to you? If your score is 65, the pass mark is 70. So if your score is less than 70, what should happen? Go to random position. You can use that. Let me click on this. You move to random position. That is, your score is less than 70. But if your score is more than 70, what should happen? Let's see. Point. No, don't let us point. Let me go to looks and bring something. And what is the something? Say hello. Don't say hello. We can change the hello. So what are you going to say for 2 seconds? Say that is, if your score is 65. Now if you score less than 70, which is the pass mark your mom has given to you, you are trying to tell this code to go to random position. So that's the random position. That's the random position. But else, if you score more than 70, now let's now say you score above 70, which is you score 80. Say hello. You see, can you see? Hello. Hello. So your score is 80. The pass mark is 70. So which means if my score is less than 70, then go to random position, but your score is 80. So since your score is more than 70, it will say hello, but let's do it this way. Let me remove the random position and bring say hello again. So we change the hello to, if your score is less than 70, then I'm grounded for the summer. That is, I'll be studying all summer. I will be studying all summer. Good. So if you score less than 70, you'll be studying all summer. But if you score above 70, what should happen? I will be going to the cinema. I will be going to the cinema to catch some fun. You catch fun. To catch some fun. So just like that. So now let me go back to your score, which is 65, to better explain again. I set your score to 65. That is what you score in that mathematics exam. You score 65 over 100. Now, your mom gave you 70 as pass mark before you go ahead to the examination or to write the exam, the mathematics exam. Your mom said if you score less than 70, you'll be grounded. At least you'll be studying all summer. No play with James, no playing with Janet, no playing with anyone. You'll be at home studying all summer. But if you score above 70, you'll be going to the cinema to catch some fun. She will get many things for you, many gifts and surprises for you. Now you score 65 because you've set your score to 65. So we're now saying if my score is less than 70, then what should happen to you? What will happen? Your score is 65, is less than 70 already. If I play it, I'll be studying all summer. That's the effect, the consequences of scoring less than 70. But now let's now say you scored 80 over 100 in mathematics exam. Now your score is what? More than the past mark. What should happen to you? What's the consequence? I'll be going to the cinema to catch some fun. That's basically the effect. So if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, rewatch this video and you get it right. So what do I try to explain to you? I try to explain the operators and the variables, the way they work together. They work more than this, but in a simplest form that you can easily understand, is to bring your daily activities, which is the mathematics exam that you're still going to write as a student. You write it this particular term. Next time when you move to another class, you're still going to write it again. When you move to another class again, you're still going to write what? Mathematics exam until you are finally done with what? With high school. Do you understand? So that's just the way operators and variables works hand in hand, and you can create as small variable as you want, and also you can use many operators as you want. And how do you create a variables? Just click on make a variable and you can write anything. What is the variable name? Let's say my dogs, and you press OK. For all sprite, no, for this sprite only. Good, like that. And what do you see? My dogs. Let me unclick it so that I won't show you. So my dogs has become a variable too. See everything set to my dog. If for anyone you want to use, just click on it and it will be set like that. Do you understand? So that's the way to create a variable. I don't need the variable. Let me delete it like that. So it's gone. So we have my score as a variable. You can also make a list. Like all these are a list. Like I told you, a list of an items inside a box. And what is the box? All these codes are box, but we have different items that is different functions under it. So that's that about variables and operators. So don't let me bore you with more explanation. Just feel free to go over it again, and I'll be giving you some exercises on it that you'll be attending to. It is going to help you to better understand it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next lecture.